Welcome to Heart with Anna, featuring your host, Anna Jaworski. Our program is a program designed to empower the CHD or congenital heart defect community. Our program may also help families who have children who are chronically ill by bringing information and encouragement to you in order to become an advocate for your community. Now, here is Anna Jaworski.
Welcome to Heart with Anna. I am Anna Jaworski and the host of this show. This is the 12th episode of Season 7 of Heart with Anna. Our theme this season is congenital heart defects around the globe, and today's show is CHDs around the globe, Puerto Rico. I'm very excited about today's show because it came about in a rather unusual way. Rosie Daniel, a longtime Heart with Anna listener and heart mom, has repeatedly contacted me asking about having a show in Spanish. While I would love to do that, I am not fluent in Spanish, but Rosie helped to put me in contact with other Spanish-speaking parents, and our guest today is one of them. Luckily for us, she knows English. She is bilingual, even though she protests that she isn't, but I'm really, really looking forward to get to know her better today. Marta Montero is a wife, special education teacher, student, blogger, and mother of two boys with special needs, Jan and Ian. Jan is 13 years old in 8th grade and is healthy, but has attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD. Ian is 7 years old in 1st grade and has double outlet right ventricle, atrioventricular canal, transposition of the great arteries, and valve regurgitation. Ian has had the Glenn and the Fontan, as well as one catheterization. He is on aspirin and enalapril. While Ian has excellent grades at school, he doesn't currently practice any sports. Ian has a good relationship with his peers and his older brother. He loves Transformers and superheroes, especially Captain America. Marta and Ian have created a coloring book for children with congenital heart defects. The book explains the process of having a heart condition and what happens while awaiting surgery. The book is available at the Pediatric Clinic of the Cardiovascular Center in Puerto Rico, free of cost. Welcome to Heart with Anna, Marta.
Thanks for having me here.
Well, see, you are bilingual because you understood a lot more than I if we had done this in Spanish. Well, I'm so happy to have you on the show, Marta. And you told us that Ian was born with a very complex congenital heart defect, and he's already had 2 open heart surgeries. Can you tell us when his heart defects were initially diagnosed and what kind of care was available for him in Puerto Rico?
Ian's diagnosis was found when he was 2 days old. The first diagnosis was a septal defect, but he needed to be moved to a hospital in the north of Puerto Rico because in the south where we live, the hospital don't have the kind of treatment for children. So when he was moved, then they gave us a diagnosis of atrioventricular canal. And then when he was his first surgery, they gave us the diagnosis of transposition of great arteries and the double outlet right ventricle. And after his second surgery, he has the regurgitation valve diagnosis. All of his treatment is in the north in San Juan, Puerto Rico. We need to travel about 6 months to his cardiologist to he can give the treatment or the checks or what he needed.
How far is it that you have to travel? Is it like an hour, 2 hours? Is it a long distance?
It's about 2 hours, maybe 1 hour and a half, 2 hours.
That's quite a distance for you to have to go. Do you take a car or do you go by bus?
We have our car.
Okay.
My husband, I don't drive to there, so my husband travels with us.
Okay, so your husband gets that duty. He gets the driving duty.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. So you're handling it as a family. Do you usually all go together or do you go while Jan is in school?
Sometimes Jan goes with us. Sometimes he is still in Ponce, in the south, with my mother, and he comes to the school while we are in the appointment.
Well, like your son, my son has also had 2 open heart surgeries, and they were 7 months apart. How far apart were Ian's surgeries?
Oh, about 2 years. The first surgery he was 8 months old, and the second he was 3 years and a half.
Oh, wow.
The both surgeries were performed in the same hospital.
It sounds like that's really the only hospital in Puerto Rico that's capable of caring for a child with as complex a heart defect as what Ian has. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the hospital in San Juan is also where he gets his follow-up care?
Yeah.
So you don't have a local doctor that sees him on a regular basis that's close to your home?
Well, when he was born, there in Ponce have a one woman cardiologist, but all decisions about the care of Ian was in San Juan. All the decisions passed first from the cardiologist he have in San Juan, so I prefer to have all my appointments in there.
I totally understand that. I felt the same way. For us, it was a 3.5-hour drive. But like you, I wanted that continuity of care. I wanted the consistency. And after he recovered from his second surgery, he only had to be seen every 6 months. I didn't think that was too much of a sacrifice to have to drive that long distance because I really liked the doctors. For us, it was in San Antonio. And so,
yes, exactly.
Yeah, I totally understand that. So what was the biggest challenge that you faced in dealing with healthcare for Ian in Puerto Rico, Marta?
But really, we only have, during these 7 years, we only have 2 big deals. Thank God we could resolve them on time. The first one, for the first surgery, our insurance declared broke about 1 month after the surgery. So that's what really, we don't have the money to pay the surgery by themselves. So thanks God my husband can serve this, get a new heart insurance, and we can explain to them that our son needs a surgery, and then all comes fine. The second one is sometimes Ian needs more than one echocardiography, and the insurance only pays one a year. So they don't accept any kind of explanation that this is important, that he have this echocardiography. So after the second surgery, the cardiologist will do one echocardiography, and then in the other 6 months, he made an electrocardiogram. So he have a happy medium to maintain the treatment and the check that we need.
Right. So what you're saying is that the doctors may wish for more in-depth testing, but since the insurance isn't willing to pay for it, they're willing to make modifications in their treatment for Ian? Am I understanding that right? Okay. Well, you know what? We have the same kind of problems here in the United States, too, where, especially now that we have Obamacare, it seems like the insurance is more restrictive than what it used to be, and they don't want to pay for too many of these tests. A lot of the tests that our children have, especially the echocardiography that has the Doppler, that's very expensive, and so I can understand that the insurance just doesn't want to pay for it unless it's absolutely necessary, and they think that once a year should be good enough, no matter what your cardiologist thinks. So I think doctors all over are having to make modifications in their treatment plans, and hopefully our children won't suffer because of that. Well, thank you, Marta. That's a lot of information already, but we need to take a quick commercial break. Don't leave yet, because coming up next, we're going to talk to Marta about why she and her son created a coloring book and how listeners can get a copy of that book themselves when we come back after this brief commercial break.
Hi, I'm John Montez of NBC's hit a cappella show, The Sing-Off. In a cappella music, it takes a team to create a sound that many will enjoy, just like it'll take a team to help my good friend Miles Schweitzer, an HLHS survivor. Let's help Miles fulfill his dream and make a big enough sound to bring awareness to congenital heart disease. Please visit him at GoFundMe.com/The Miles Project. Miles with the Y. Again, that's GoFundMe.com/The Miles Project. This is from Miles.
Anna Jaworski has written several books to empower the congenital heart defect, or CHD, community. These books can be found at Amazon.com or at her website, www.babyheartspress.com. Her bestseller is The Heart of a Mother, an anthology of stories written by women for women in the CHD community. Anna's other books, My Brother Needs an Operation, The Heart of a Father, and Hypoplastic Left Heart Syndrome, a handbook for parents, will help you understand that you are not alone. Visit babyheartspress.com to find out more.
Welcome back to our show, Heart to Heart with Anna, a show for the congenital heart defect community. Today's show is CHDs around the globe, Puerto Rico, and we're talking with Marta Montero. Marta is mother to two sons, Jan and Ian. Jan has ADHD, and Ian was born with a very complex congenital heart defect, resulting in 2 open heart surgeries already. Marta, I find it so interesting that you and Ian have decided to put together a coloring book for children awaiting open heart surgery. Can you tell us how that book became a reality?
Well, when Ian was going to have his first surgery, I didn't find any resource in Spanish that can help me explain to his brother the process. So I bought a book in English and translate it to him. But when Ian is going to have his second surgery, I don't find any Spanish book to explain to him the process. So I talked with Ian, cardiologist, my concerns, and with his help and editor and the sponsorship of the Wash company, the book becomes a reality. The cardiologist looked for a graphic artist. I put Ian's story and he made the art.
Oh my goodness, so the cardiologist was involved with this too?
Yes.
Oh, that's
He's
wonderful.
the medical editor.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I want a copy of it, even though I can't read it. Is it available digitally? You know, like an electronic book? Ebook?
No.
We need to convert this to an ebook. Then that way people from all over the world could get it. Wouldn't that be cool?
That's very cool, but the book had the sponsorship of Welch. That's a Puerto Rican company of drink, a grape drink.
Welch's? That makes a grape drink that all of us love? Contact Welch's and say, hey, we need an electronic version. Really, in today's digital age, it shouldn't be hard to do that. And if they're making it available free of charge, this would be a way that would reduce the production costs. It would cost a little bit to convert it to an ebook at the very beginning, but then after that, it wouldn't cost them anything, and there's no storage fees or anything. So we need to contact Welch's. Okay, all the Heart to Heart with Anna listeners need to write to Welch's and say that you would like a copy of this book, and we'll see if we can get it in a format. That would be so awesome. Okay, well, it's not a reality yet that it's digital. Is there any way that other Spanish-speaking parents who need it more than I do, but even though I'm very curious and would like to see it, are there ways that other Spanish-speaking parents who are not in Puerto Rico can get a copy of it?
But I think no for the moment, because they work together with the cardiovascular center to make a better place for children to wait for treatment at the pediatric clinic. So the coloring book is a gift from the company to the children that comes to have a surgery in this particular hospital.
Uh-huh. Well, that's very generous that they were willing to do that, and I hope we can talk to them and get them, because there aren't Spanish materials readily available everywhere, and we have Spanish speakers all over the globe. So we really do need this. I commend you for what you're doing. Like you, I also put together a children's book because just like you, there was nothing for my heart-healthy son. And just like your son that had the heart defect had his surgeries when he was a baby, so he didn't really know what was going on. It wasn't the baby, the child with the heart defect, that we had to explain things to. It was our heart-healthy children who weren't used to mommy and daddy being at the hospital, much less their brother being at the hospital. And so I put together a book called My Brother Needs an Operation because I couldn't find anything for siblings. And so I think necessity is the mother of invention, and both of us ended up putting together the books we wish somebody else would have done for us. Don't you think, Marta?
Yeah.
Okay, so now
I talked to them and I said, why do you sell them? But they told me it's a gift. So they pay for them. So
I just think that's beautiful, and I love it that they're doing that. And if they're that generous, we might be able to convince them to make it available electronically, because obviously Welch's has a big heart, and they are a proponent and supportive of children with congenital heart defects, of families with congenital heart defects, and we just need to let them know that there is this great need even outside of Puerto Rico. So do you and Ian have plans to put together any other resources for the heart community?
But at first, Ian and I go to his group here in February to have an awareness talk called Be the Hero of a Hero. And we speak about the importance of care of the children with different heart situations, not only the heart defect. We talk about cancer and other situations. And we have a girl that wears a costume of a hero. And sometimes we have the company of the soldier or other king of hero be part of us. And we want to tell them that Ian's be in a war and he's a hero, but they can be hero too by take care of him. So at the final of the chat, we give them a certificate that we pronounce them they are a hero.
Oh,
The other,
that's awesome.
sorry.
No, I love that. That is a way to get everybody involved. That's teaching empathy. That's teaching other children to feel kindness towards their peers and to be good to each other. I absolutely love that. And you even give them certificates. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the last one, we also give that mask and stickers that and when they see me in the school that I'm a superhero.
Oh, that's awesome. How does that make Ian feel?
He's happy. He feels happy when they see that situation, and now he was always, he said, I'm a hero, and this is me, because I come with a coloring book. Don't give to them, but I have a copy for one page. They can color in there.
So can you copy a page from the book so they can all color it? Is that how that works?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's good. And so that helps them to understand a little bit more about what Ian has been through.
Yeah.
But I like how you say it's not just about Ian. It's about children with cancer. It's about children who have other problems as well.
Exactly.
I love that. That is amazing. Well, we'll need to take another quick commercial break, but don't leave yet, listeners, because coming up next, we're going to talk to Marta about how Ian is doing today and what her hopes for Ian's future are. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break.
Anna Jaworski has spoken around the world at congenital heart defect events, and she is available as a keynote or guest speaker for your event. Go to hearttoheartwithanna.com to learn more about booking Anna for your event. You can also find out more about the radio program, keep up to date with CHD resources and information about advocacy groups, as well as read Anna's weekly blog. Anna wants you to stay well connected and participate in the CHD community. Visit hearttoheartwithanna.com today.
Hi, I'm John Montez of NBC's hit a cappella show, The Sing-Off. In a cappella music, it takes a team to create a sound that many will enjoy, just like it'll take a team to help my good friend Miles Schweitzer, an HLHS survivor. Let's help Miles fulfill his dream and make a big enough sound to bring awareness to congenital heart disease. Please visit him at gofundme.com/The Miles Project. Miles with the Y. Again, that's gofundme.com/The Miles Project. This is from Miles.
Welcome back to our show, Heart to Heart with Anna, a show for the congenital heart defect community. Today's show is CHDs around the globe, Puerto Rico, and we're talking with Marta Montero. Marta is mother to two sons, Jan and Ian. Jan has ADHD, and Ian was born with a complex congenital heart defect, resulting in 2 open heart surgeries already. And Marta and Ian have created a coloring book for children needing open heart surgery, but beyond that, they've also created a program that they have brought to the schools to teach the other children empathy for children with special needs. And this is what happens when your mother is a special education teacher. Right, Marta?
Yeah.
We special education teachers see an opportunity to take our own situation and help many, many other children, and I commend you for doing that. So tell us how Ian is doing heart-wise today and what his prognosis is.
Ian is a very, very, very happy boy. He's always with smile, laughing. He's stable and live a normal life inside his limitations. He needs to take medication for life, but for the moment we don't have to schedule a third surgery. But if his high blood pressure medicine stopped working, we need to put that option back on the table. At this moment, he will still be a cardio patient for the rest of his life. And he have a very special, when he is angry, is very special. We need to explain that he needs to care about himself. At this moment, he don't have that importance in that. He needs to be happy, and he feel fine. He feel fine while a guy convince him that he have a condition.
Oh my goodness, my son is exactly the same. He doesn't like to be treated as different, and he thinks he's perfectly fine. So I totally get that, and I think in a way that's a good thing, Marta. Our children don't consider themselves sick.
Yeah.
And they're really not. Their hearts have been fixed as well as they can be fixed for right now. They're both going to be on medication for the rest of their lives. And I love what you said. He will be a cardiac patient for the rest of his life. Yes, our children will need follow-up care for the rest of their lives. And I get concerned with the parents who don't realize that even though they don't have any surgery scheduled coming up soon, they still have to have routine follow-up care. They need to keep up with their medications. They need to make sure they're making healthy lifestyle choices like not drinking to excess, not taking drugs, not smoking. I mean, these are things we want for all of our children anyway, but I think it's even more important for our children with heart defects. Don't you, Marta?
Yeah, that's right.
But I also think it's good that our boys don't consider themselves sick. They're happy with their lives, and they don't see why we're so worried.
Exactly. I have a situation with my son. About 2 years ago, he said to Ian, your heart sound like this. Toot-toots, toot-toots. And Ian say, no way. My heart is strong. My heart is boom, boom, boom. So he feel that. I can need it really convince him that it's not correct. He feel that like this? Okay, cool.
Do you think that Jan is worried about Ian and his heart?
And this moment, no. He is in the puberty, and he have a lot of worries done inside his brother. Sometimes I need to speak to him to say, oh, you are the big one. Do you need to know? You know. You need to stop. You need to teach to him that he need to stop sometimes. But they have a big difference in age, so sometimes maybe it's my fault.
Oh, it sounds like he's in a very loving home and that he's having typical brother relationships. Brothers fight sometimes and they don't always understand. And
really?
I think sometimes they can be overprotective of each other, but sometimes they're not as protective as we want them to be.
No. I need it, but he don't want.
I know, me too. Well, I loved it that you said that Ian likes Transformers. My Alex loved Transformers also, and both of my boys and my husband and I all love superheroes, but I think my new favorite one is Iron Man because of his special heart. I think we feel an affinity with Iron Man. But what other special interests does Ian have?
Ian wants to be a firefighter.
Oh, wonderful.
He wants to save life. That's what he said.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Also wants to be a train conductor, but always say he wants to be a firefighter.
Well, I think
he maintains in this career. He wants to be a firefighter.
Okay. Well, it's interesting because in one of my other seasons, I had a mom on the show, and her son had a complex heart defect too, and he is a firefighter. And I was so taken aback because I would be concerned with a child who's had open heart surgery breathing in smoke, which firefighters have to do, but it hasn't been an issue. He's been able to do just fine. So it's rewarding to me to know that our kids can grow up to be just about whatever they want to be. Doesn't it make you feel good, Marta?
I really hope he can have a full life, like a firefighter, whatever he wants to be.
Right.
A full life. Life well.
And I think that's what all of us parents want, is for our children to grow up and have a good quality of life and do what they feel passionate about, what makes them want to get up in the morning. Don't you think, Marta?
Yeah.
So, Marta, it sounds like Ian has done just beautifully and is doing beautifully, seems so healthy and so happy. What advice do you have for other families in Puerto Rico who might be pregnant with a baby with a heart defect, or just found out, like you, didn't find out until after Ian was born? So what advice do you have for parents like you?
And really, in Puerto Rico, we are a silent condition, and we need more people fighting with us. February, we trying to make awareness, so we don't have that kind of people that, same with the cancer, that you look that information and always, oh, look, we are going to share this because it's important to other people to know. I always tell to pregnant women or that girls that beginning in this, check yourself, check the heart of your baby. We need to raise the voice. We need to, some people or all the people, help us with the awareness.
Right. I think awareness is something that we all need help with, but is the internet very prominent in Puerto Rico? Can people get online and use Google or Bing or whatever search engines they want to find information, Marta?
We have an internet page, a fan page, that called Hablemos de Corazón. We try to put all of the information that we can, from the conditions to all people need to know.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes we don't put our sons in that kind of photos that they open chest or all the cables are around there. So maybe the people need an advice that's not correct. I don't want that people say, oh, little boy, okay, let me share this. No. People see my son look good, but inside it's not good. So we need to share that no matter how they look outside, inside we need care.
Right, right. Well, I think that's perfect advice, and I love everything that you shared, the book, all of this great advice and the stories that you shared, and thank you so much, Marta, for coming on the show today.
Thank you. I really enjoyed talking with you today.
Oh, me too. This was so much fun. Well, that concludes this episode of Heart to Heart with Anna. Thanks for listening today. Please come back next week on Tuesday at noon Eastern Time for a brand new episode. Find and like us on Facebook. Check out our website, hearttoheartwithanna.com, and our Cafe Press Boutique. Follow our radio show on Blog Talk Radio and Spreaker. We know that congenital heart defects touch people all over the globe. But remember, my friends, you are not alone.
Thank you again for joining us this week. We hope you've been inspired and empowered to become an advocate for the congenital heart defect community. Heart to Heart with Anna, with your host Anna Jaworski, can be heard every Tuesday at 12 noon Pacific Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time on the Voice America Health and Wellness Channel. We'll talk again next week.